Hi guys, I'm Mark.
I'm Penny.
And we are the Oyster Boys, and today we're going to be reviewing a Kriek Boon.
Well, come on. Right, I've got this wrong way. The reason why I brought this because people are saying there's a sour beer for everyone.
I don't believe him, man. I really fucking don't believe him. There is not a sour beer for everyone. After the one sour beer that I've tried,
one sour beer
tasted like shit.
So this is my partner's favourite beer, and she went, get him to try this, because she tried that sour beer after us. She was really excited to having it, so I thought, let's get it, and you can maybe become a fan as well. I converted you onto wheat beers. Yeah. You're slowly coming around to Belgian beers. Maybe the sour beers might be your next best thing.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to see the sour beer that we've tried previously, link up there. Click that, check it out. And this one is, I mean, cherry.
Yes, so Kriek Boon, obviously Kriek cherry. So 25% cherries.
What, 25% of the world's supply of cherries, or just like?
No, it's 25% cherry juice. So it's basically when they make this, that 25% of the liquid volume is cherry juice.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So, and they've even managed to put on the harvest date of the cherries that are in it. So 2020.
Recent cherries then.
Recent cherries.
It's got a long date on it as well.
Pandemic cherries.
Used by 23rd of November 2024. So like if there's a zombie apocalypse or this pandemic doesn't calm down, this will be fine stored in your cellar for another 3 years.
I never really judged the bit of but there we go. I mean, it's a lambic, so it's a traditional part of Belgium. They're, you know, famous for their sort of sour beers, I guess. So, you know, it's fermented through the exposure of wild yeast or carefully cultivated. But this one is Morello cherries, and they're either from the Belgian variety or from a region between, it's a border between Poland and Ukraine that they get them. So guess how many cherries Kriek Boon go through a year for the production of this beer?
Actual individual cherries?
Well, per kilogram.
What? How many kilograms of cherries?
How many kilograms of cherries do you think averagely these go through per year?
It's got to be thousands of 100,000 kilos of cherries.
Double that, 180 to 190,000 kilograms of cherry per year they make.
Wow.
From Calasia.
That's a lot of cherries.
It is a lot of cherries. So
be disappointed if it tastes like shit, wouldn't it?
So, I mean, it's not a relatively old beer in terms of the Belgian style. So 1978, Frank Boon basically bought a calf, and they were sort of distributing beers, and he was making a sort of geuzestekerij lambic beers, blending a few, started to distribute, and then basically bought the calf, and then started to play around and come up with Kriek Boon. And this guy's got his hands in a lot of pies. A lot of
cherry pies?
Cherry pies. Maybe cherry pies. A lot of lambic, a lot of sort of, I don't know, a lot of different breweries he sort of owns or he's involved in. So 50-50 with Diepensteyn Holdings. So it's a 50-50 sort of exposure. I mean, from when I've looked into lambic, apparently it's supposed to be spontaneously carbonated. So
spontaneously.
So
get your words out, mate.
Turn around.
Spontaneously
carbonated. What does that mean? Just turn around and go.
Yeah, it's fizzy. It's fizzy now.
So apparently it means they don't actually know what the carbonation they expect to be. So
I'd expect after that amount of time they would have learnt by now. But normally it's fermentation,
right?
Because or forced. Those are the two options. The only two options.
Right.
So
they obviously they make the beer with the lambic style,
yeah.
and then they add the cherry to make the Kriek Boon, and then it's obviously re-fermented with the wild Breton yeast, and then they oak cast it, and then it comes up to this joyous Kriek Boon. Should we get it in the glass?
I reckon we get it in the glass. I mean, we're looking at a small bottle,
4%, 250. I mean,
250 ml, 4%. Wow, that's unexpected for me for a beer, but.
What, 250?
No, the fact that it's bright red.
Well, it's 25% cherry juice, don't forget.
Yeah. And I hope the other
side cherries right away.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of smells like Calpol.
Oh, come on. Get this hatred of sour beers out your head.
Let's just have a little look at this. Take the glass as well. Yeah, I mean, it looks nice.
I'll tell you one thing I'm noticing though. Big bubbles.
Cola bubbles.
The big cola bubbles,
aren't
Bert
they?
Lyons getting ready. He's prowling. He's dragging his
Yeah, you know that when you drink this, you're going to be Belgian. But looks-wise, you know what? I don't like it. I don't hate it. I'm going to say 5.9.
6.5 for me.
Yeah.
6.5. I mean, you know, it's a cherry beer, so what I'm expecting. It's going to be cherry colour, but I was disappointed with the heads. Maybe spontaneous means who knows what head you're going to get.
What head? What head?
Right, should we get in and smell it?
Yeah, please. I mean, I'm not looking forward to it. God, it's disgusting.
Oh, I love it.
It's not. It's not a nice smell.
If you like cherries, this is the beer for you.
Yeah, if you were ill as a child and didn't enjoy that experience, this is not.
If you
the
were
beer
brought up
for
on
you.
Calpol because you were a bit noisy when you were a child, then maybe this is the beer. But for me, someone that loves cherries, loves cherry fruit juice, loves cherry ice cream, loves cherries.
I don't like it.
Okay, what's your score going to be?
I'm going to give that a 3.
What?
Out of 10. Like I hate it.
Okay, well,
It's not as bad as the Thornbridge one.
I don't know what you give that.
Worse, probably. But you know that smells
Well,
bad.
it's a 7 for me because I think you're being
Holy shit.
mean.
Worlds apart. Worlds apart. Let's taste it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. I hate you. Cheers. Cheers. Oh God. No.
Oh, that's lovely.
Are you ill? You got COVID? no taste buds left.
I don't understand how it's nice and sour. Don't get me wrong. It's
definitely one of those two things. It's sour.
It must have some cucumber in that your toxins are, or taste buds that are kicking off.
No, that's rank. That's horrible.
Right.
Keep trying.
Okay, let's not be silly about this. So, taste. It's got that first hit of sweetness, and then you get that sort of acidity that you get from cherries. I really like it. It's a sour beer. It's a lambic. It's not your traditional lambic because some of the lambics that I've had, especially with Kriek Boon as well, I've had some of the other Kriek Boons where it sort of had that well-rounded sourness. Where I think this is more like your Tongue-tastics.
Yeah, that is. It is like sour sweets, isn't it?
Yeah, I've had better ones. Now, we got this from Tesco's, and obviously you can see it's the cap on like this. Now, I have had the other style.
Wrapped in paper?
Yeah, well, it had the cork on, and it's tasted better than that.
Okay.
Now, I got this, and I thought, I can't see on the bottle where the difference was. Now, I don't think this has been aged in oak cast barrels. And I can't find it because the two descriptions they give it on the back is either German or is Flemish, well, French or Dutch. I don't speak Dutch or French, do you?
Well, maybe you should learn.
Do you speak Dutch or French?
No.
So I can't tell. But I'm going to judge it on this beer in particular. 7, again.
Strong. How much was it?
It was £1.85 for 250 ml.
I'll be honest, my price score is going to be tied into how much I actually enjoyed this beer.
Yeah. Sour beers aren't for you, are they?
They
I think
really,
I've
really
realised
are.
that now.
Yeah, the couple of
the
beers.
other beers you were tipped over the edge, or you'd had one and go, I'm converted. But
tipped over the edge. I'd rather tip this down the sink.
It's not that bad. It's
not for me. Price-wise, how much was it again? Remind me.
£1.85.
£1.85
for 250 ml.
Well, I mean, even if...
Don't forget, they aged this for a long time, a couple of months.
They did age for a long time, but imagine if this was like a full pint of beer, you'd be looking at almost £4 at a supermarket for it. And I think, regardless of how much I like it or dislike it, that's very, very expensive. The fact that I don't like it only compounds the issue, and that's why I'm going to give it a 2 out of 10 for price.
What? You cannot give that a 2 out of 10.
I just did.
It is expensive for a 4% 250 ml. There's a lot of cherries that have gone into this. That cherries, you know, wild fruit is not cheap.
Good.
It's probably expensive as hot.
Great if you like cherries.
Do you like cherries?
No.
6.8 for me.
Okay. Sessionability? Do you want me to go first?
You might as well. If you just rush through this because you don't like it, let's get it off the table. Go on.
How much of that have I drank, do you think? How many pints of that have I drank? 0.3? That is the sessionability score for this beer. 0.3 pints.
You can't give it 0.3.
Yes, I can. I have.
It's a 2 for me.
It's a 2. There we go. Well, as you can hear, there's some beeping in the background, which means we've got to go.
I don't even know if we should release this video.
I think we definitely should. It was awful. An awful beer.
If you like lambic beer and you want, or entry, or you like a bit of sour beers, give this a go. If you don't, and you don't like sourness, do not try this beer. Never have it.
Nope. But regardless of all that, smash like, hit subscribe, tell a friend about the video.
Who likes sour beers?
Yeah, tell a friend who doesn't like sour beers. I can warn them off.
Pre-warn him.
Beer. Yeah,
It's not shit beer.
but that's it.
It's got the Belgian badge of approval.
I don't care. It's horrible. But thanks for. What was the score? Hang on. There's the score for this beer. I've already said like and subscribe, so that's pretty much it. Thanks very much for watching. Oysters out.
Show comments underneath about lambic.
Show will fucking hate that video.